Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is G. Cole, and welcome to Homegrown, where I get to share with you some good music while talking to some great people. Hello world, hope you're feeling as good as I am. I want to big up all my homegrown listeners out there and welcome all the new listeners. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so we can keep you updated when new material is available. We will be posting new episodes bi-weekly. Want to thank everyone who has been listening and sharing. Please leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. Please check out the website homegrownwithgcole.com to listen and for all things homegrown. The podcast is available on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Radio.com, YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcast, we are there. We're also very interactive. Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at MyGCole. The video of this interview is also available on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Today we talk about the 2022 Grammy Awards for Best Reggae Album. This is episode 106, and it is brought to you courtesy of Rhythms of Africa, music from around the world.
Embrace Music Foundation and the City of Miramar Mayor Wayne Messam present Rhythms of Africa, the pulsating spectacular, showcasing a kaleidoscope of Afro-Caribbean rhythms with special guest appearances by Marcia Griffiths and Gramps Morgan. Under the direction of former Third World drummer and Grammy-nominated ambassador Willie Stewart, with patronage from Jamaica Consul General Oliver Mayer. Rhythms of Africa, Saturday, April 30th at the Miramar Regional Park Amphitheater. Tickets at Ticketmaster.com.
It's all about Homegrown with G. Cole. Or anyone that said that.
Who watched the Grammy Awards? I mean, we can't not talk about it. Not true. That's Leroy Sibbles' brand spanking new thing. It's called My Fans, My Friends. Big tune, big tune, big tune. All right? So the conversation's been going on every year. Y'all recall, every year about this time, we have this conversation. Not true. Grammys. And I've always said the Grammys and Jamaican people have a very rocky relationship. Very, very, very rocky relationship, right? We don't seem to see eye to eye. And I've had my own experiences where, but we've established it's not what we think are great songs, not what we think are great candidates for to win or whatever. But it's what they select, right? It's what they select. So, and for those people who are familiar with the Grammys and all them things, the truth is the Grammys pay a lot more attention to the production than anything else. Of course, everything is politics, everything is marketing. So if your name's a familiar name, then you have a bigger shot because they're familiar. Listen, hundreds upon hundreds of albums are submitted for the Grammys each year. And every year, that amount increases. The people who are listening, doing the evaluations and whatever the case may be, and the votings, I'm not talking about all the voting members, but the people who are the people. You know what I mean? Do you really think that they're going to sit down and listen to hundreds upon hundreds and upon hundreds of albums in one category when they got another 50 categories to go work on, right? Commercially successful categories. So, of course, the name and the brand and the whole nine does play a part in it. It is what it is. Can't get around the thing, right? And over the years, for the most part, there are very few times where, lie me tell, it's never happened, where the entire populace is on board with whomever the winners are, right? I remember one year I said to myself, it's gotta be, because the two best bodies are working there. And I remember it was 3 years ago, was Agent Sasko's Hope River, and it was Alba Rose's Unbreakable, right? Which Alba Rose was the top one for me, but those two were nowhere in the contenders, right? Then we had that year that Demon Marley and Chronix were up for it. A lot of people are rooting for Chronix primarily because they wanted to see somebody else get in on it, right? But it's not like Say Boy the Gang album wasn't worthy, right? So this happens all the time. And we've had conversations, and these conversations have normally stirred and provoked by the quality of music and the content of the music and the feel of the music that we've been getting over the last couple of years. What am I talking about last couple of years? Long time now, but more so than ever the most recent years. And the reason why more so than ever most recent years is because, one, production costs are lower now. You know what I mean? It takes a lot less to produce stuff. Now, I didn't say to produce quality stuff and great stuff. I'm just saying to produce stuff. Because it's synthesized production nowadays. A lot of this people are not going to put the effort and the resource and let's just call a spade, the money into going in and getting musicians to come in and carefully craft and compose some music upon which they will put vocals, right? And some of it is from an economic standpoint too. Not everybody's economically able to do so. But I think economics aside, it's more so culture, the fast food culture that we've applied to our music. So if we're calling a spade, over the years, the music itself it's lost its zeal, it's lost the quality to it, is what people will say. And of course, with everything, we look to for whom to blame. And every year we've always said, it's just a matter of time before, we've always been preaching the concept of losing reggae music. I reggae lose reggae music or whatever the case may be, losing it. You know what I'm saying? Not you, Anne Marie. And Jeremy, what up? And then no, 2022 came. And 2022 came. And I had this conversation on a couple of different platforms where I was a guest, and I spoke on it here too. The nominees were Gramps Morgan, Jesse Royal, Etana, Sean Paul, Spice, Revolution, SOJA, right? Sorry, SOJA. Did I miss anybody? No, I think that's it, right? Right off the bat, the questions were asked, who you think will win? And I've always said this, whenever people answer the question to who they think they're going to win, who they think they're going to win, 9 times out of 10, what they're actually telling you is who they want to win. Not you, Anne-Marie. Not you, Jeremy. Not you, Empress Unique. Right? TC large of herself. Loose. Not you. Now loose them loose out the road. Loose. Right, Lady Tia? Not like me, I tell. So, it's like, you have who you want to win. And a lot of times it's based nothing on the sonics. It's based on just preference. Like, for example, Spice have her fans who were, and apparently some maybe fans, friends, loyalists, or maybe it's just the budget within the scope of media. Because Spice was the one that I saw got the most push and promotion in the media. All right. I didn't think her album was going to win just based on the content of it. It's put it this way. When you create anything, you either don't target an audience or you target an audience, right? You're either marketing to somebody or you're not marketing to anybody, right? And based on the content of what you put out, a lot of times you're marketing to specific people. Her content, unfortunately, is for specific people. I expected some different stuff because Shaggy was behind it, but I can hear Shaggy's behind it from a production standpoint, but Spice is Spice and she has to cater to our core audience. And that is something I must respect this woman for. There are other people who came out and not in Grammy submissions, but decided I'm going to kick my audience to the side and go seek another audience. And we saw it backfire, right? Spice never did that. Spice was loyal to her audience and kept doing Spice. And a lot of times, I guess, trying to capitalize on the political side of it, which is the Shaggy affiliation and stuff like that to push it. But I'm not going to lie, I never thought it would have been, right? The Etana album was a nice album. What we always complain about, they might get artist stuff when not the reggae. I mean, her album to me was a fusion thing too. It wasn't solidly reggae to me, but it was a beautiful album. I was rooting. The Gramps Morgan album was the best, one of the best production wise. The production was impeccable, right? Was it my favorite in the nominees? No, but it was cool. It was nice. I like it, right? I was rooting for Jesse Royal because I like what Jesse stands for musically, and it would have been cool to see him bring that home, especially bringing it home on his own. Because he wasn't coming in on the strength of anybody. He was just coming in on the strength of Jesse Royal. So I really was rooting for him. The Sean Paul album, I didn't like it. period. Right? Prior to nominate, but I did think it would have won because it's Sean Paul. Or I shouldn't say I thought it would have won. I thought it had a high chance because it was Sean Paul. Then SOJA is in the mix. And people bring which is where we're going to get into this now. I was thinking also, because I didn't think that the nominees were the most potent I've ever seen. I thought that here comes a time, if any opportunity there was, and I have a clip of me saying that somewhere else, so it's not a wagon thing, but I always felt like if there was ever a time that the non-Jamaican artist has an opportunity and will possibly bring it home, it is now, right? And I felt that way because, one, the production was comparable to, it's a good, the production is great. Now, not everybody's familiar with SOJA. I've been familiar with SOJA for years just because as a musician, being in a live music circuit, my band opened for them once at Revolution down here in Fort Lauderdale. And, if you're into reggae music and live reggae music, you're into the bands and those people who bring the live music to the stage. It doesn't matter ethnicity or whatever the case may be, right? Because right now, the crazy thing about it is when we talk about bands, self-sustained bands, I could name more non-Jamaican bands than I can name Jamaican bands. And them I do them thing, right? But my experience is this, honestly. These non-Jamaican bands, while they're incapable of protecting and preserving Jamaican culture because they're just not Jamaican, musically they do a lot more to protect reggae music than some of our artists do, or than most of our artists do, right? Because the one thing I'll say is this. Go back and listen to all of the SOJA albums. Guess what you get on all of their albums? Reggae music. No, they're not us. Do they sound like us? No. But it's reggae. The root of reggae music. At the end of the day, our artists, maybe they're bored. Maybe they're bored and they're doing other things. And I've spoken to other artists too. And you can't keep doing the same thing every day. So yes, people are going to want to vary and do this and that. But when you do that, you can't complain about the people who stick to the formula and get it done. Right? And people are complain about other people doing reggae. It's not just about other people doing reggae, it's other people doing reggae and doing it well. No, Bob said in one of his things, if you really wanted to keep reggae music Jamaica, you should have never let it out the backyard. But at the end of the day, let's be honest, 80% of the artists right now, even our favorite artists, some of mine, who are doing reggae dancehall music right now, they're trying to step away from dancehall and go do something else. They're trying to do hip hop, trying to do pop, trying to do the crossover vibe, which, hey, I'm not mad at you. But at the end of the day, you can't do it like them because I fit them thing. So you're not going to get accepted a certain way. Somebody's going to tell you, it's cool, it's cute, right? Never seen nothing of that nominated Grammys or anything like that. And those people are going to be like, well, the Grammys, why are we making the Grammys the end-all be-all? If it wasn't the end-all be-all, we wouldn't be all be making an uproar about it right about now. I've seen so many people who every year say the Grammys ain't crap, it ain't worth nothing. But every year they comment complaining after it, and this year even more so. Right? Reggae, how I feel about it right now is reggae is the child that the parent ignored, abandoned, treated like crap, and a stranger feeds and takes care of it. Right? But when it becomes older and successful and now have generated some level of success and now decide, okay, I'm going to take care of, I'm going to give back. They're giving back to that family that took care of them. But the birth parents still see those families as strangers, right? And now the birth parents are upset and they speak down on the adopted family, even hate them because they showed love to your child when you did not. Now, all of a sudden, you're talking about, well, it's me give you life. And without me, there wouldn't have been a... Get out of here with that. All right? We always try to collaborate with all genres and artists and trying to get in there and hoping to get welcomed by their audience, right? We stand on our platforms and we say, don't call me a reggae artist. Call me a reggae artist all the time. Don't call me a reggae artist. I'm not just a reggae artist. I want to be outside of the box. I'm an artist. Not a reggae artist. I'm an artist. I don't just do reggae music. I do world music. I do music. But when another race and culture does the same thing and they succeed at it, we're upset because they beat us on our home court or they did better on our home court than we were ever able to do on theirs. Right? Right? Revolution's been putting in that work. Why do I keep saying Revolution? I mean, SOJA. It's because I really dig Revolution as a band, right? But they have put in the work, right? Now, all that's going on right now, though, is super duper indicative of where we are headed. I personally will continue to say this. Reggae ultimately will be Jamaican history like many other things that we have in our history. You remember when sugarcane, when bauxite, when banana, when a lot of that stuff was our revenue pot in Jamaica, and it was what we did, and not everything we did, but you know what I mean? Chief major source of income. Reggae gonna be that. Reggae is going to be that. Reggae is going to be ska, ultimately. Don't nobody take nothing from you. Right? It's the scraps. It's what we're tossing away. People are picking up. So why? And everybody's got a testimony. Everybody come out of the woodworks. We start out by saying, I don't care about the Grammys, but you crying. Reggae is going to be like many other things we have in our history, where in the future others are reaping rewards and will do so for eternity. And that's sad because we won't, right? But before you start casting the blame, right? Before you start casting the blame, you need to sit down and spend quality time blaming yourself. And I don't want to hear any gripes from any reggae artist, any Jamaican musician, any fans, especially the fan them, right? How government messed up, how whomever messed up, or whatever the case may be. I don't even want to hear from the government expressing their disapproval or disappointment. Unless you open your statement by saying, well, damn, I messed up. If you're not willing to say, damn, I messed up. If you're not willing to say, damn, I messed up, then I don't want to hear your complaint, right? Because of you mess up. Fans and all. Because here's the thing. Right now, again, they don't know everybody. So you look for the popularity stuff. What's the popularity? What's the easiest thing to look for? Numbers. What are the numbers? You know who sells, while reggae is not selling like pop, hip hop, gospel, R&B, anything else. You know who's selling the most when it comes to reggae? Bands like SOJA. Bands like SOJA. Bands like SOJA sell the most. So if the band is selling the most, then they are going to be familiar with them. Because ain't nobody got time to be doing nothing more than just the surface research. You think anybody cares who your daddy is most of the time, unless Abab? You think anybody cares what the meaning of the song is? Do you really think these people who are voting for reggae music are voting for stuff that they're moved by? They're gathering a pool of stuff from what they're familiar with, and then they listen to those and what feel good and sound good. You know the one thing I'll say about the SOJA album? It's relaxing. It sounds like what reggae is supposed to be. Now the so-called originators, we'll always want to be creative and say, well, it can be this, it can be that, it can be this, it can be that, it can be this, it can be that. But the powers that be that's looking for to grade it in the Grammy segment, they just look for reggae to be reggae, not fusion, or dancehall to be dancehall. Right? And the reality of it is this. There were 6 nominees in there, right? And I would say SOJA was one of those with the only full reggae album. Right? SOJA was one of those few. I think 3 albums in there was a full reggae album. 3. And one of them was SOJA's. In fact, 2 was a full reggae album. 2. And one of them was SOJA. So if the category is reggae, and they come with a reggae album, and everybody else comes with a hybrid and a version of something else, why should they not win? I know when I vex and I talk all kind of things about the band, I've heard people say, literally, cuss and I go on bad, and then I hear them say verbatim, SOJA, who that? Then if you don't know who that is and what their music sounds like, why are you mad? Because what we're trying to tell the world right now and tell people and tell ourselves is that reggae music, the Grammy for reggae music should only be won by a Jamaican. You're not saying it's the best supposed to win. What you're saying is the criteria, first of all, is you got to be Jamaican. That's kind of way I make it sound like, right? Now, if you ever take that approach to anything, then the masses at large, you always hear people say growing up, lucky thing God not stay like man, lucky the world not stay like me. Because at the end of the day, if that's your approach, then I would lock it out personally and be like, all right, then I ain't listening to it. If you feel like it's just for y'all, I ain't listening to it. Now, Jamaica's an island. We ain't consuming nothing. We're not buying no music. The small percentage of the population buying the music. And then here's the deal. Even if the entire island bought the music, it still ain't enough for commercial success for all of them amount of artists that are out there. So you need the rest of the world. Right? So here's what reggae is in Jamaica. For those people who grew up in Jamaica and stuff like that. When you're in high school, you remember when you're in high school, you used to have science club, and you have the 4-H club, and you have the debate club, and you have the school challenge quiz team, and you have all of them things there. And somehow, some way, the school subsidized their budget. There's always, you know what I mean? They were always able to do what they do and go where they go, right? But then you had cadets and scout, Cub Scout, and you have cadet, who were definitely listed as extracurricular activity. A majority of what went on there, your parents had to pay for. You got to find, raise the money somehow, some way. That's what reggae is to our government and all them things there, right? Now we always say maybe government. They do have they have a huge role to play in the decline and ultimately the impending disappearance of reggae music as a world viable music from Jamaica. Because reggae music ain't going away. It's Jamaican reggae that's dying, right? The government is completely culpable. And why I say that, people be like, yo, what do you mean? Why I say that is this. R&B, hip-hop, pop music, country music, that belongs to the artists and the fans of it, because that's not where the revenue for the United States comes from. Well, let's look at it and be real about it. Majority of the money where Jamaica make come from reggae music. And when it come from reggae music, even if it's not, we're not talking about sales of reggae music, but we're talking about reggae music being the marketing piece, right? I have been to maybe 25 countries in the world, and I've had the fortunate blessing of being there for vacation, not to work where you don't get to see stuff, for vacation where I'm absorbing it. You think nobody know Unyam Wellness unless politicians? You think anybody knows who Bobsy Grange is except his politicians? They know Lisa Hanna because she fine, boy. Lisa always got to drop this in there. You be fine, right? But majority of people who know about Jamaica know about it from a musical standpoint. And I'm not even going to use the word Bob Marley. Because when I go to other countries right now, yes, Bob Marley is a token cliche word to drop. But people be saying stuff like Shaggy, Sean Paul, Beanie Man, though he's not an artist, Usain Bolt. Those are what you get now from the younger set of people coming up. So the older folks will assimilate to different kind, and you know what I mean, and they'll resonate with the older artists them. But ain't nobody across the globe talking about Jamaica for any other reason other than reggae music. Right? Now after the reggae music lured them into the island, and they've gone there and then come back and you talk to them, then they'll mention stuff like jerk chicken and the different things that they've seen there, but they don't know nothing about it. It's that cool, easy brewing that's checked there, you know what I mean? The bass line, it's the whole nine. It's like the Pied Piper kind of vibe. That's the feel that people get that pulls them to the island. Right? America don't have that. That's why there's so many different commercials for every different city, every different state, trying to brand it and this and that, and this is what we have to offer, whatever the case may be. Jamaica, I just say straight reggae music. And here's the crazy part about it. The country is getting that marketing for free because they're not paying the artists. The country, that is. Right? So I say that to say the country's getting free promotions and stuff like that. So unlike the US and other countries that don't benefit directly from the different genres of music, Jamaica benefit directly from reggae music. So Want to thank Minister Babsy Grange for the things that she does. You know, like a token thing. Them, you know, trying to look, right? I mean, all right, but fire for you, right? So I'ma love you, but fire, right? And to everybody in politics in Jamaica who are trying to fix road from the year was not on the road, them can't fix it, right? But you have something liquidous like that, something. The only infinitive resource I think we have is reggae music. And as a result, and I know people would say, well, the government now have no control over what the people are making in the music. They're absolutely right. You right. Can't be mad at that. That's so true. But to just not give a damn, why do we not have venues? Why aren't any of the best venues for reggae music not in Jamaica? Look how much land there in Jamaica. You know, I know enough land there in Jamaica because I'm gonna stop selling it out, get the people them. Right? I'm gonna stop selling it out, get the people them. Right? When people when British royalty come, the bank book open. It's no big deal. Money I spend. When the Miss Universe and the Miss World pageants, I'm going, no big deal. Money I spend when I come home. Show the parade, what I talk about. Olympic time come, no big deal, because we were black, green, and gold up on display. Yeah, open up the floodgates, run the thing I want to know. But we ain't got no reggae stuff in Jamaica. What that? Radio stations, it is so normal that reggae is the least played part of them programming. Right? I mean, back in the day when you have the RJR and the Fames and the JBCs and they don't know no better is one thing. But for hear what's going on still. So people can't look to Jamaica for the best things them. And the first thing people do is blame the youths. They can't blame the youth them. Yeah, they're making trash. But hey, that's different something that. And people will say, you know, we always have the tokenism going on. You know what I mean? For every time a man say, well, you know, we're doing this. Yeah, you have man still do it like Chronics and them and what. Here's the big thing, the truth about it. All Chronics them try to run away from reggae music too. Everybody, I mean, they might do it him thing, you know. But everybody's trying to do something else. And here's the thing. What gets me is that people are doing other genres, not just for the fun of it. You think that they don't want to succeed in it? When dancehall artists and reggae artists are trying to jump on hip-hop rhythms and deride the Lil Waynes of the world and the Jay-Z's and the Drakes of the world or whatever the case may be, you think that they're not trying to be successful in that genre? You think they don't want to win a Grammy? You think that those artists aren't dreaming of the day when they can come home and say, I won a Grammy in that category. That's not reggae. That's not dancehall. I win it at a pop thing. You know what I mean? Junior Gang won one for alternative with Super Heavy. Big thing. Right? And a lot of other people, right, jump on the hip-hop wagon and the whole night. They want that. So should you be locked out of it because you're not American? No, you don't want that. So why you hate upon SOJA because they won a Grammy? And they are not Jamaican. And posting stupidness and saying stupidness like Rob. People say Spice get robbed. Oh, you forget Rob when you were never a contender. The music on that album was never going to win a Grammy. Let's just call a spade a spade. But I rate Spice because Spice is true to our thing. And I get me wrong. Promote your thing and do what you got to do. And hey, but I'm just saying, in the back of my mind, it ain't going to win a Grammy. Half the album, I don't think there's a clean version of the album. Half the album is a dirty version, which is not even a big issue because, you know what I mean, explicit music is played and they reviewed that on the Grammys too. But it has a specific market. Me personally, if I was putting together my thing, me ain't no vote for it because it you know, give me reggae, make me feel good. And yes, a Shaggy produce it, but it ain't no bombastic. It ain't no Carolina. Right? That's why I'm have to big up all artists like Sean Paul too, you know. Me hear people talk about Sean Paul and I give Sean Paul a fight for years. Sean Paul is one of the only dancehall artists who have only done dancehall music. And when I say dancehall, mark you, I've heard some ignorant people in Jamaican media speaking about the genre being dictated by the artist. It ain't. The genre of music is dictated by the instrumentation. So if you get a hip-hop track and you're a dancehall artist and it is not a dancehall song, it's a hip-hop song. If you get an R&B track and you have the dancehall on it, it is indeed an R&B track. Just like if you give somebody a reggae or a dancehall rhythm and them sing their asses off on it and then rap off it, it's still a dancehall or a reggae song. Right? Right? I mean, what a big deal. Now, should you be concerned? Abso-freaking-lutely. It's water. Should you be concerned? Absolutely. You know why you should be concerned? Because, and this is no indictment on SOJA, big up SOJA. I think it's been a long time coming that the Grammys have been wanting to award a reggae Grammy to a non-Jamaican act. Don't think for a minute that they're not aware of the rumblings that come from the homeland when it is done. If for no other reason, Ziggy Marley and his wife have an affiliation there. And of course, there are one or two Jamaicans in the mix that actually are voices that they'll hear. So don't think for a minute that they haven't been aware of it. Right? Don't think for a minute that they haven't been aware of it. But the opportunity presented itself right about now because it's not one of those years where we had an overwhelming submission of great music. Right? That's one thing. And then the other thing pretty much is overall the tone and the energy around reggae and dancehall and Jamaican music right now is not good. It's negative. The biggest name we have in the reggae right about now is Coffee. And guess what? Coffee not even a good reggae like that. Coffee, I've just dropped an album. It's one what I call a reggae song on it, and I love it. Called Lonely. Go check it out. Right? So they've been wanting to do that for a hot minute. Now the opportunity presented itself. Guess what? The floodgates open. They could award that to a non-Jamaican band or artist. But here's where the concern needs to come in. You ready for this? No disrespect to the band SOJA. I've been exposed to a lot of music from non-Jamaican bands. Right? Revolution, you hear me accidentally mention a couple times already. The Green, Dirty Heads, Tribal Seeds. And then we go out to the Hawaii, Cali section of things. You have, Fiji and his guys doing the things out there. You have Maui. You have a whole bunch of bands who are fire. And guess what? In my opinion, in my ears, my heart, my music collection, they're all better than SOJA. They're all better than SOJA. So if they're better than SOJA, now that the gate has opened, imagine when the submissions come next year. And the Green have won tonight. And Revolution, imagine when that year comes, when the Green, Revolution, SOJA, and then a bunch of other Jamaicans, then it's split down the middle now. Right? And then the quality, then you really got to focus on quality right now, on popularity, because these guys are outselling us in the marketplace, right? Because they do what it takes to outsell us in the marketplace. One being having good fans. I'll say it over and over. I don't own business. I'm not promoting no albums right now, so I don't care if nobody vexed with me. The fans of reggae and dancehall music suck. Complain about everything, nah, buy none. Right? All those people who are on social media right now bitching and complaining about how them not hear this and them hear that and SOJA shouldn't win. Who should have win? The artist we all say should have win. Did you buy their music? No, you didn't. I've heard media people come on platforms and speak straight up candidly that they don't buy music. You need for Lego from Boya. Right? So if y'all are complaining about this thing that you're not supporting, get out of here. Your card has been revoked. Your opinion is worthless. I can say that with all confidence because I buy music. I download on my stream. When you hear me on here playing, I'm subscribing to 3 different things for no damn reason. Apple Music, Tidal, and Spotify. You know why? Because I have too much time on my hands. That's one. And literally I don't have no time, but I have too much time on my hands, obviously. The irony of it, right? Sarcasm. But there's some songs that I can't find on Spotify that's on Apple Music. And some songs that I can't find on Tidal with Apple Music. But Tidal works better with my software. So I end up with the 3 of them. So when I'm playing artist music, I don't play artist music from MP3s. Unless I'm in a place where, Maki, you know the thing, Lucia, you know. I don't play artist music from MP3s unless I'm in a place where I don't have Wi-Fi connectivity. Or data or whatever the case may be. But you see, as long as I'm here in this studio, or when I'm on the road and I'm in a hotel room, I'm on a road, I'm in an Airbnb, I play from iTunes, Apple, Spotify. It ain't because the music is crisp and clear, because all of what I'm playing, the artists them send me anyway. But I'm playing it because if I'm already paying for that, these artists gonna get their streams. When I'm on the road listing, I'm listening from those things. I'm streaming it, right? And if I have the capability of purchasing the thing, I own about 1,000 albums in CD. And it's 2022 and I'm still buying CDs. Right? I still buy a vinyl in 2022. Why? Because that's how artists get sustained. I've created albums, I've released albums. It costs money. You don't put it out there just for somebody to not support it. So at the end of the day, reggae fans and dancehall fans, fire phono, the worst ever. Who vex? Vex. Right? Fire for the whole owner. Run off your mouth, but how the quality of the music ain't this. SOJA no for win because they're a non-Jamaican band. And your freaking subscriptions, your freaking music collection is anorexic. And when you're going to reggae, when you do buy an album, yeah, buy Jasmine Sullivan, which I love. Yeah, buy Drake, Jay-Z. So you can be like, I got a reservation Jay-Z. I got the Kanye. Yeah? So on to the Morgan Heritage, you have that too? On to the Taurus Rally, you have that too? Do you? Right? Because you not run off your mouth, but Jay-Z and them now win nothing. You not run off your mouth about that, right? But you're running off your mouth, but reggae and this and that, but you're not supporting. Easiest way to make an impact is to support it, because here's the deal. If this genre was selling, then most of your artists, them who make good music, if they were selling, they'd be on the radar of these people. For an Agent Sasco to drop a Hope River and it never even come up in the nominees, it was submitted but never came up in the nominees, is because the numbers weren't up there. It wasn't on their radar. Right? For a Never Ending Night by Beres Hammond to be dropped and it not get nominated, it's because the numbers weren't there to support it, to put it up there, to be on their radar. Right? But make I tell you this. Make I tell you this. Make I tell you this. The gate open. The gate done fly. The gate done fly. So best believe it ain't just gonna be name thing. People always talk about the Marley name and the Marley this and that. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I have never seen Junior Gang win a Grammy that he didn't deserve. I remember that year that he won for Halfway Tree. I was rooting for Music is Life by Beres Hammond. But it's not because it was Halfway Tree was inferior. I just love Beres and that album that it connected with me more at the time. Even though I was a young kid. And most people that say, really? Instead of the young kid, Junior Gang? No, the Beres album connected with me. So I was rooting for the Beres, right? But it's not to say the album that won wasn't qualified or didn't deserve the win. Right? When he won for Welcome to Jamrock, undisputed. Right? When the man win for Stony Hill, we wanted Chronic. A lot of people wanted Chronics to win, but it wasn't just because Chronic's album was a better album. It was because we just wanted Chronics to win. Stephen Marley has never brought home a Grammy undeserved. Stephen Marley's production, I remember I tell you, speak to anybody that's involved with the Grammys, they pay more attention to the production. The sonics. Not even Bob thing them to produce like how Stephen Marley thing produce. And a Bob we talk about. Stephen Marley is the gold standard to production for reggae music. Me no business at all. Check out Revelation Part 1, The Root of Life. Right? We can go to the mind control and all them things there. But when we say gold standard, it's up on the shelf. And that's the standard to which we subscribe. It is Stephen Marley's Revelation Part 1, The Root of Life. Right? So you can't talk about just the name thing. But here's the funny thing. I don't even know if the name will always carry weight, but I don't know if the dynamics are still the same. Know that the gate has been opened and the people can say, yeah, we can get to some other people. And then guess what? The other part of it that's crazy, that's going to mash up people's head and people going to be crazy out here in these streets now. You ready for this? You'll probably soon see. You'll probably soon see the reggae category being aired on TV. Now, that other people are winning. They ain't care enough about us. Because here's the deal. Here's the deal. There's sponsorship and a whole bunch of things affiliated with these TV spots too. Right? And here's what happened. Yeah, we talk about the voting part of the academy and you know, we always talk about it, people trying to get in. We're supposed to try to get everybody, yeah, we're going to try it. But yeah, we're not doing anything. Even me procrastinate on that couple of years well now. But I'm working on it because you got to be sponsored in, right? But there's a lot of people who, the little bit of money that it's going to cost and the fact that it's got a renewal thing or whatever the case may be, that's not what we do. We don't spend money. That's, remember, our people not spend money on what they like. Then criticize it from the sidelines. Right? Everybody want to bitch and complain from the sidelines. Not trying to buy nothing, though. Nope. It's not what we do. It's not what we do. Now, yes, blame for things must go around, must be circulated. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Right? It is what it is. It is what it is. So, we're going to point fingers. The climate, the energy that surrounds certain things affect the entire thing. So reggae is no longer reggae. It's Jamaican music. I remember when I talk about reggae, I talk reggae dancehall and the whole nine, you know. So, but it's not a palatable music anymore because the percentage of people who are making the reggae that the world sees as reggae, including myself. Because when we talk about the world, we like to separate ourselves like, well, them all listen to this, but them don't know what I want. Me no want hear nobody shot nobody on the record. You know what I mean? Me no know who name Skilly Bang. Am I going with things? That not sustainable. I'm sorry. All right? Remember when Alkaline was, but there's no commercial crossover? Look at him, Shenzia. Double wood in the neighborhood, right? Sales wise. Double wood. Regardless of what the affiliations are and stuff like that. You know why? Because it just it don't feel like what people want when it comes to reggae. Don't get me wrong, and I like our album and I listen to it. Yeah, boom. Coffee thing too. Nice. But when I'm up on my road trips, or I'm out of town, I'm in California somewhere, stuck in a hotel room with COVID, I ain't trying to hear price at them about our boom boom. No. But I just want that nice feel good vibes and go and relax. And the unfortunate thing is, I shouldn't say unfortunate. The thing is, that's what you're going to get from these non-Jamaican bands. Coffee's numbers are struggling too. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Here's the thing. Whoever realizes this, everything is cute for a hot minute. The audience and the marketplace that she was put in as she come out ain't her home marketplace, right? Let me tell you something. Reggae music and musicians, them, don't stop try alienate your Jamaican audience, because your Jamaican audience is not only in Jamaica, they're around the world. Make music for them too. Even though them not buy the music still, but make reggae. Because what happens pretty much is, the world at large, while they think your crossover vibe is cute, you are not the original. So when your little hip hop infused or your pop infused thing is cool, it ain't pop. It ain't hip hop. So why would they buy that when there is hip hop? Enough people depend. I remember probably about 2010, 2009, whatever the case may be, Sizzla Kalonji signed with DM Dash and all of them things. And I think a lot of that stuff contributed to where we are right about now. Because they were trying so hard to be like Lil Wayne, like Kanye, like Jay-Z, all these people who they worship and adore. Woolly artists. That's why I'm saying for rate Sean Paul, because Sean Paul never did that. No matter how much collaborations and whatever Sean Paul do, Sean Paul still dance on a blouse and skirt. No matter how much crossover rhythm Sean Paul and instrumental Sean Paul are still dance all as all hell. Right? So you see when Sean Paul and Shaggy have something to say, I'ma take it. They've earned the right to speak. Don't get it twisted. Many of your favorite rappers have never sold as many records as Sean Paul has. Many of your favorite rappers, them, right? who been releasing records from I was a teenager and I was a little kid, finally now with world sales accumulated over 20 years, 20 something years, finally cross over international sales now into a platinum album, a million sales. When them man the Sean Paul them sell million a year in. Don't sleep on our artists them. Right? Don't sleep on our artists them. You know what I'm saying, Sean Paul? I won't even talk Shaggy because Shaggy a big paper conversation. Shaggy a big paper conversation. Yes, Moses are still dance alto. That's why that song, my two favorite songs on the Shenseea albums, one with Beenie Man and one with Sean Paul. Right? But we can't bring up Shaggy all loose and them thing. We have to bring up Shaggy respectfully because Shaggy a big people conversation. Big people conversation. What I mean by big people conversation? Okay. Shaggy sell diamond. Now let's talk about off the top of the bat. I'm sure we can Google and find some more people. But let's talk about off the top of the thing who sell diamond. People like Michael Jackson. And guess what? It ain't all the albums either. Thriller. Bad was a wicked album. I don't think Bad sell diamond. Boys to Men for the album 2 sold diamond. Right? I think I might be the Bodyguard song. Whitney Houston has a diamond selling project. I think Mariah might. Nah, let me tell you. The Beatles. So we have a shelf up here where we're talking about quality artists who sell certain things, and we're talking about the Beatles, and we're talking about Michael Jackson, and we're talking about Boyz II Men, and we're talking about Shaggy. Dog. Shaggy. I say all of that to say, don't take the thing light like it never, couldn't, wouldn't sell. I said this over and over. I'm in Spain, the year 2000. 2000? Yeah. Spain, 2000, downtown Las Ramblas. Skyscraper. Or maybe just a tall building, right? But very, very tall. There was a Virgin Mega store in there. I want y'all to Google all the people who were hot at that time. I'm talking about big. I'm talking about Pac. Right? Triple diamond. See that? Still diamond. Them didn't reach whatever the next level yet. But in that diamond club, MJ and all, just think about it. I'm going to just drop names out here for y'all. We love and we adore the Clefs. We love the Nas's and the Jiggers and the Kanye's and the blah, 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 blah. And the Drakes and the Lil Waynes. None of them never sell diamond yet. With all the promotion and publicity they get. Sean Paul did that mess. Yes, he was on Atlantic Records. But them that spend a fraction, the man tell you that himself. Don't spend a fraction of the money on him that they did on them others. And I'm just mentioning Shaggy for say big people conversation. You don't bring up the name Shaggy unless you're worthy. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. But Beenie Man that, 2000, who was hot? A whole bunch of hip hop and R&B acts were hot. But who for album that down the side of the Virgin Music Building in Spain? Beenie Man. Don't sleep on the artist. Don't sleep on the impact of our reggae and dancehall culture. Don't sleep on it. But it's getting a beating right about now. Selectors, DJs, radio personalities not playing this music. Here, Beenie Man for a while at the man them the other day. When you give them the dancehall music and reggae music, they're not playing it. If dancehall and reggae music come from Jamaica and not hot in Jamaica, why would the world accept it? That's why you can't knock whatever else happens. And again, don't act like SOJA not deserving of it. Production-wise, are one of the better produced. The two top albums in that were nominated from a production standpoint was SOJA and Gramps Morgan. The production on Gramps' album is flawless. The production on SOJA album was great. But at the end of the day, the whole climate around the reggae and dancehall music from Jamaica doesn't have the value, the impact, the love, the adoration, the respect, the reverence that it once had. So it's not reggae the people got an issue with, it's Jamaica. I'll land the production for the thing proper is where you listen for.
At the end of the day, if you have 4 instruments to play, them can't produce and mix and master like 10 instruments to play. The production is good. This is just my opinion, my ears. I think the production is good on the SOJA album. Right? I could and here's when it comes to production, here's the thing, because sometimes we talk about the producers, no, and the rhythm them, no, that me I talk about. I am talking about the production when the mixing is done. Can I hear every instrument? Are the instruments clean? The roll them sound good? The strum them sound good? Can I hear the keys at night? Yes. I'm not talking about the rhythm and the sweetness of it based on, you know what I mean, the composition. I talk about the production, the mix and the master and the final, what you're hearing, right? Because I've heard some excellent production on country stuff with 2 chords. I've heard some excellent productions on acoustic stuff with just 1 instrument or 2. But realistically speaking, from a production standpoint, I thought it was great. I mean, to each his own. Me not repute what you're saying, my brother. But I'm just saying, I thought it was dope. Right? No, not everybody is feeling it. But at the end of the day, go listen to The Green, go listen to Revolution, go listen to some of them guys. They're making reggae music every day, every night. We don't make reggae music every day, every night. Right? Reggae is almost one of them things they write about nowhere. It's almost like ska, where you say, you know, I'm throw one on a record just for nostalgia's sake, just for validation, just for authenticity. Let's drop out one thing tonight. You know what I'm saying? So for all the Massive and crew that want vex with Revolution, why do I keep saying Revolution? With SOJA, don't vex with SOJA. Vex with yourself. Vex with everybody who consider themselves reggae fans. Well, not everybody, if you know you support the thing, but majority of the people who consider themselves fans of reggae music. Because here's a crazy thing too. And this was survey. Majority of the people who did buy the reggae music weren't from Jamaica. The people who just want some music for listen and love the music, they're not buy some music and listen to some music. But the critique committee that resides in and around Jamaica and the diaspora, them not buying the music. I have spoken to DJs, selectors on radio station owners, proprietors of radio station and broadcast entities that say straight up them not buy music. Right? People will run around and say them love reggae music, them don't want to pay go dance. But every time the music not sound or them want it for sound, them a complain. And I wonder why the youths are making other things. They're making other things because that gets supported. Lego from Boya. Fire. I would blaze it a little bigger, but the fire marshals will come running in. You know what I'm saying? And then I support the music. So what you run off your mouth for? And then every year, the same people come in and talk about, say, boy, yo, Grammys are foolishness. We're not upon that button, that support their own thing, create their own thing. But as soon as the thing come out and you see him about Jesus Christ, did heaven no, Rasta. Them take with thing and gone with it. Rasta. Reggae gonna be vintage very soon. Very, 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 very soon. Here's how things get extinct. Check ska. Here's how things get extinct. All the dinosaur them. You think seven support the dinosaur them when they asked? I joke, my man. I'm sorry. I'm gone too far. Sometimes we do go too far. Right? But it's gonna be extinct. It's gonna be that thing that we had that was so dope. That's so dope. How things get to be extinct is when the value of it diminishes. Right? When the home team doesn't have any value for what home produces, then extinction is on the horizon. You know what I'm saying? Right now, how things go extinct is when your bigger names are not a part of it. So right now, when you think of reggae music and dancehall music and think of Jamaica, right? You need the hottest artists them to be doing it for it to be what it is. Yes, when Bob did the reggae music, and Peter, and Bunny, and Spear, and Jimmy, and Dennis, and John Holt, and Barris, and Freddie, and Marcia, and I come up the years, or whatever the case may be, and Mighty Diamonds, and the Heptones, guess what? Those were an Inner Circle, and all of them things that do the thing, and Steel Pulse, right? And everybody doing the thing. Here's the deal. Those were our biggest names. And those biggest names were doing it. I'm not saying they weren't dabbling, but they were doing it. Right? Now, years went by, and there was a time when dancehall was through the roof, even bigger than reggae. You know why? Because our biggest names, Bojo, Terra, Beanie, Bunty, Spraga, Shaba, Cat, Patra, Tanya. Those were our biggest names. And they were doing it. If it was just Jeremiah Jenkins and Nate the Great, I'd do it, but the big names weren't doing it, it would have gone for a long time. Right? Now we come up to the 2010s and the 2009s and whatever the case may be. And we have with Iwin, and we have with Sizzler, and we have with Taros. Right? And with T.O.K. and with Wayne Wonder, of course, the man that did it from a long time. And we Morgan Heritage. And all of them things there. Those were the biggest names. And the biggest names were doing it. Anytime you get to a point where the biggest names aren't doing it, them time that we have Sean Paul, we have Shaggy, we have Junior Gang, we have all of them are doing it, the biggest names. Our biggest names were still participating in it. So the genre was visible. It was audible. You couldn't help but see or hear it. But we're at a place right now where the so-called biggest names dabble, but they do something else. And the quickest thing to do is say, okay, artists. But producer build rhythm where artists go on. Yes, you have artists who can produce too, but the producer them just as culprit. Maybe I fireball, you know. You guys are the unsung culprits who get away all the time, you know. Because I wanna build the rhythm then. Fire for most on the producer out there. To a big name producer I'm talking about. Fire. Right? Government, I can't bother beating on bun because on phone fire if come from somewhere else. Right? So we also have the sucky fans. Right? I want to be no one dance and they say, all of the worst fans I'm in the real put up an hands right about now. I want to see every reggae and dancehall fan say, yeah. Right? Be a free ticket and come in that venue pan anyway, so what's the big deal? Nah, support the music. Nobody know. Yeah. Whatever. Right? Them thing they are going. And then I complain about SOJA. Crazy, ain't it? Crazy. So, nonetheless, it is what it is. Congratulations, SOJA. And I mean that sincerely. As somebody who has watched that band grow, has watched that band put out music, has listened to that band over the years, when I make reggae music. Now, just like most things, it might not be up to the palate and might not be up to the caliber as what Jamaicans and so forth consider reggae music, and that will always be, right? No different from the jerk chicken and the other thing, them, right? When other people make it, it might decent, but you're not up to when you get it. You know what I mean? Somebody when it don't taste like Hellshot thing, it don't taste like G Cole thing, right? But go on, it's the same thing. So I would like to say thank you to all the entities around the world that do reggae music and preserve it. Because even though you lose it, at least some people across the world will have a thirst and a hunger for the original, for the authentic. And some people, the purists of life, will try to say, you know what? I'd really like to hear what the original sounds like, the root of the sound like. And some people will still get that thing. But at the end of the day, the way how our people are behave right about now in terms of production and music being released, if these people did not, probably be gone. Probably be gone. Listen, like I said, tonight's show brought to you by, I got to big up all the sponsors, man. Also, we talk about music and we talk about culture. Check this out. Me, I tell you, know, fire burner in here, fire is deep. It deep. But again, I love my people. Except the girl, like, one thing still bother me. But anytime I say good music, anytime I say good stuff going on, I gotta applaud it, gotta support it, gotta shout it out. The conversation can't end. And I'm going to have, this. We have a lot of guests coming on the show for the upcoming weeks. All right, we've got Michael Russell supposed to be coming on soon. We got Leroy Sibley's coming on soon, right? We've got Mr. Tony Gregory coming on soon. Legendary things. We've got Bling Dog coming on. So we got a lot of things coming on, right? Joby J, a lot of people, right? And then I want to have a reasoning one of those nights when we're on all the platforms. Tonight we're supposed to have another voice coming on with me. But of course I miscalculated where we are tonight and all them things. So it's all gravy. But a voice that respect and just a wealth of knowledge. Because that's what we like, right? Having conversations of relevance, conversations that make sense, not just talk because our mouth cut crossway. About 15, 17 minutes past, so I'm supposed to be here. Gotta get up out of here, man. I want to thank y'all so much for rocking with me, all right? Each and every time. It's a vibe, all right? All those people have been ordering their merch, the brand new stuff. Come on, see them? All right? Homegrown with G. Cole, all kind of stuff coming out, you know what I mean? Coffee mugs, the beer mugs, the hoodies, the t-shirts. Thank you, all right? Hit me up in the DMs if you want something. We'd ship them to you, whatever the case may be. All right? And, it's funny. We talk about vintage for real. I'm using the word vintage. Maybe just me holding on to it. Scare rock steady reggae all vintage. And it's sad that we're tossing reggae up in the mix. But it's true. I remember, right about now, we talk about ska. Ska's dead and gone, not true? But if you Google, you'll find a ton of ska bands. They're just not Jamaican bands. They're all white. Even here in the U.S., a lot of them. Reggae is headed there. And here's the funny thing about it. Don't get it twisted. Them ska show, they're sold out. Sold out. It's just not us. So what we are, we're a bakery. We bake the thing, come up with the recipe. This is what it is. And then an entity with business sense and savvy and marketing exploits, take it to the world and make it commercially viable. And the bakery sit down, ready to bake something else. That's us. Again, I want to thank y'all for rocking, man. It's been indeed a pleasure. All right, big up the people listening in on radio, homegrownwithgcole.com. Thank you. All right, appreciate y'all big time. All right, again, look out for dope events coming up. I'm going to be telling y'all about it. Allergy season's here, kicking my posterior. Just take care of yourself out there. All right, you hear me sniffling or whatever the case may be. Allergy season is whooping me. Okay, But it is that time.
And there you have it. Thank you so much for tuning in. It has indeed been a pleasure. Remember, the podcast Homegrown with G. Cole is available on iTunes, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play, iHeartRadio, Radio.com, YouTube, wherever you listen to your podcast. We're there. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Check out homegrownwithgcole.com to see all things homegrown. And remember, this interview is available on YouTube so you can watch live. Be safe, be kind, be good to each other. My name is G. Cole, and this is Homegrown.
Nakikinika sa música, Homegrown with G. Cole.
Estás escuchando Homegrown con G. Cole.
您现在正在收听的是 Homegrown with G. Cole.
You're listening to Homegrown with G. Cole.
Remember, all the music played here on the podcast Homegrown with G. Cole is available on iTunes, Spotify, and all your digital retailers. Please support the artist.